everybody, welcome. I'm here, you know me, your host Sylvia Gina Hunt. And today we have to do a little catch up because we've been, not out of sync, but there's been so many things going on. But first of all, we have to salute our Yankees for winning, winning their game, and hopefully they can take us to a championship. So that's what the Yankee cap is all about, the Yankee hat. And second, I hope all is well, and I send everyone peace and blessings, and the joy and the abundant happiness that life can bring. Because if it's in your heart, you can feel it. So now we're gonna move on, and we have to do a lot of catching up. So that we had a lot of things going on. We had the West Indian Day Parade on current events. We had the Circle of Sisters, and that was just delightful. Woman power is very important, you know what I mean? And although this was the first Circle of Sisters that I know of that didn't go on at least 3 days from Friday to Sunday, this one here was all recognized in a one-day event, and it was totally amazing. They had their prayer segment with the gospel, they had their hip-hop, they had WBLS, they had people in business, entrepreneurs, and it was just a wonderful occasion. It was star-studded. They had people that were there that were more than friendly and taking pictures. And also, that same day, R.E.A.L had some kind of festival or something going on too. And a lot of the people were so friendly, and it was just really, really, really something special and nice. So people were being themselves, and that's what we want. We want people to feel free. We want people to love who they want to love and respect all people, because life, of course, is the most important treasure. And so with that, I just can't say. We had so many things going on. I don't know where to begin. But once again, a shout out to our Yankees, and let's hope they can pull us through for the championship. We'll be going and checking out games. Get your little funds together and get to the Yankee games if you can. So that's a good thing. And then secondly, we also had the African American Parade, and we also had, Black Heritage, and we had people like Melba Moore in the vicinity at the State Building, and we had all of these gatherings of festivals and good food and marketing. So it's something that just a tribute. We had a lot of things in Harlem based, which we had the African Parade, and we also had some gatherings at the Apollo Theater where we had Tommy Hilfiger and different fashion. And of course we had our government officials like our Senator Benjamin and other elected officials that participated, just pointing out how popular Manhattan is, uptown and downtown. They also had the food festival down in Chinatown that went down into the village with all kinds of food and games and rides. And it was just something that was so beautiful. That's why I have to make sure that if you think that you can't do anything in New York, you're certainly mistaken, because we have everything. And the things that you have to pay for are not really that expensive, $20 or something like that. So really, that's accessible for everybody to really get out and have a good time. And so, as we mark the 50th year of the African Parade, and that is absolutely amazing, because with that, you have the circus clowns and the stuff like that. So it gives you a little backslap to Universal Circus where the clowns are smiling. And then you have the history of, the Africans that have contributed so much. And of course, too, when we talk about the West Indians, we're all contributing so much to this world and world peace, showing you that we can get together. And in that time, too, we had the Dominican Parade, we had the Puerto Rican Parade. We have all of these things showing us that we all come from the same thing, that we all human beings, and we all like to taste each other's food, and we all like to dance, and we all like to party, and we all love the costumes. And let me tell you, the costumes and everything was just amazing. So I'm going to give you the actual vision, some of the sounds, and it's just something that anybody says that they don't need to come to New York. Well, if you don't come to New York, you're missing a lot. New York is like going to a country of its own. It's just like downtown or uptown. There's just so many amazing things. Great food, great art, great dance. you know. So we have all of these things coming up, and the time is flying by. So I want to take 1 second to give a shout out to Jasmine and Jameer, my grandniece and nephew, the twins, who their birthdays today, and they turned 17. And I also want to give a shout out for yesterday's birthday, my sister Kim. So, you know, this is the time of family, joy, spirit, and also it's the most importantly too, it's back to school. It's the back to school segment. So summer is ending, and this is autumn, and the last few days we had some nice cool breeze letting us know it's time to start getting ourselves together. Of course, like the old saying goes, winter always turns to spring, but summer also always turns to spring. Autumn is right here upon our backs. Let's go out now. Let's pull down the jackets and the sweaters and the light coats, and let's not get sick. Let's make sure that we also know that flu season is here. So go ahead and get your flu shots and get yourself. Most important thing about life is to keep yourself healthy. But we have a lot of things to share today, and we're just touching base on the main things. But everything is important. Even some of the things, if we don't have the footage or whatever, some things we miss. But I promise you that for the holidays, we will have everything, and just the joy of life. So whatever you're going through, you know, just know that you can defeat it. You know, whatever's going on, you can defeat it. And whatever you set out to create, you can do it. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't. You know, no effort is ever wasted. So you get out there, you do your thing. There's so much going on that I could only give you a little bit here and a little bit there, and I don't want to scramble all over the place. But it was just so many events that was going on. It's just amazing. But we have a lot of the footage, we have a lot of the pictures. We're going to throw that together for you, and we're going to have it in some type of order. But just remember, life is for the living. So if you're around here right now, make sure you get out and participate and live. Get out to cultural events. Get out and see other people from other places, partying and socializing. Hear their culture. Hear their music. Dance to their rhythm. Feel their beat. Open your heart. We're all human beings, and we're all part of the same. Also today, just today, we have the people with the march and the walk, of course, for the climate change, which is so important. So that's a big story that's occurring today. And also, we have to be mindful that if we want to continue to have all of these celebrations for African American, West Indian, Dominican, Spanish, whatever, we have to take care of this earth, because as of today, they said that 29% of all the birds are decreasing from 1970. What that means is that if we're not very, very, very careful, all of these great things that we get to be a part of and participate in won't be happening for everybody. So if we just think about that and know to dispose of garbage properly, and know to not put down garbage and junk for the birds to eat or get poisoned, to stop chopping down all of the trees and building. It's not necessary. What's necessary is that the world goes on and we can coexist with all the creatures in the water and up in the sky, you know, so that we can keep on with life as we know it. It's very, 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 very important. And then we can entertain and enjoy sports. Football season will be starting up, basketball season, baseball. Hopefully our Yankees will win the championship. I keep saying that because if we keep saying it, you know, the power of words, you know, we can make that happen. We can have one big giant parade. And the Yankees are, you know, they are part of New York just as much as a person wants to drink a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. You know what I mean? And water. We have to remember, we can't always just take, but give. I want to give a shout out to the organizations that do, that do work that's just beyond and above these organizations that are out there. You know who you are. We can't single them out, but because there's so many. But just remember, goodness and good deeds bring about excellent karma. It's like a ripple effect. So the more that we get together and we do for world peace, for New York, for the whole world, what we got to do is not think about war and think about peace. And we really have to get together with this global warming that's going on today, and these marchings and these things that are going on that are corrupting, the universe, so that maybe our generations after now, we can't just think for today. We have to think for tomorrow and the future. So with that being said, people, I know we can do a better job. Let's start doing it. Because we don't need war, because, the processes that we're going to pass on anyway one day, but we don't have to make that massive for everybody. Life is the most important treasure. Let's keep that in mind. Now, they also had a lot of jazz events at different places and different parks. The summer was simply amazing. They had so many things to do that I can't even remember all and say them all. We have a lot of footage on a lot of different things, but it was just so many things, which is the greatness of New York. It's just great. Nobody can say that they're here in New York and they're bored. We have our universities open, we have our high schools, we have our regular schools, we have our charter schools, we have our private schools, and everybody's getting off to a great start, no problems. And, it's so important for education. Because education and the love of family and your eternal faith is the strength. That's the builder. That's like the sower. Then you need the good teachers to teach. You need the minds that can learn. So, just so far, so good. And it's important that you let the kids get out and don't let them be sitting in the house all the time. There's things for them to do in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, in Queens, in Staten Island. Please get out and make sure that they participate and they see the things. Go see the shits. Go see the air works when they have the air works out in Long Island. There's so many things that was going on. It's just wow. Even the beach. And look at the water and realize that we can't keep polluting it. Of course, if it's so bad that we can't get in the water, that we're bothering the sharks so much that now the sharks are coming everywhere, there's something wrong. Now, of course, that's their home and their territory. And we also have to use our common sense. We got to make sure that we don't do things, I'm talking about to the youth, things that's unsafe. And we have to keep an eye on, we have to have community liaison and community watch back in place so that little children won't just disappear. Don't leave it just up to the parents or the sisters or the aunties and stuff. You keep an eye on what's going on. You know your neighbors. You know what's the neighborhood. Keep a tight watch on our communities. Because the community is like the second village. The first village is the foundation, of course, is the immediate family and friends and neighbors. But we go and we break down and we call these things neighborhoods. It's very important that we keep our watch. Don't say, oh, I don't have any kids, or I don't have. Everybody has to be involved to make the world better. This is how people take the children so they can see the parades and see these things, so that they can see the different cultures, taste some of the different foods. And then this is the thing that makes them dream of going to visit these places in the world. And don't exclude anybody. Everybody is free. Everybody participates. Let's not think of ourselves as being better than other people. All people are the same. You know, we all have a human right to dignity. We all have a right to be happy. We all have the right to look after each other. And let's keep away from the prejudices and all of these negative things. Of course, let me tell you, just like we're doing things on the negative side, that's killing the birds and polluting the water and messing up the sky and the air and everything like that, we have to be careful too of hurting people, because when we hurt the environment, we're hurting ourselves, because we're part of the environment. We make the air so bad that we can't breathe. Then what happens to the idea of going out and having these parades and these social settings that we go out in and we enjoy every year? You know, the different times of the year. Exactly, we won't be able to do them anymore. Of course, we won't be alive if we keep on nonchalant about everything and thinking that we can just keep doing whatever we want and there's no consequences. There's always a consequence. Whatever effect, whatever we do, any action causes an effect. So let's teach our kids well. Let's teach our teenagers well. Let's teach our young adults well. And of course, we mentioned about all of the things in African parade and all these parades and all of these social standings. But the major thing that we can do when we get of age is what? Stand up and get out there and vote. This is time for consciousness for that too. Don't think of just the big picture, but of course think of the big picture too. But think about in your own community, in your own neighborhoods, in your own area where you live. Be a part of, well, they're closing another family business, or they're closing this and that. And are people too greedy with the land? Is people still taking over everything? Can't the world be for everybody? Does somebody have to consume everything? Is that type of greed going on? It doesn't have to be that way. Because other people can have, but then again, you want to have things that are healthy and health conscious too. But whatever happened to the Indian restaurant or the Spanish restaurant, and whatever happened to all the bodegas and all of the African markets and all of the Japanese markets? I'm telling you, you got to look around and you got to be aware, you got to see what's going on. Yeah, it's great. Education and educational institutions are definitely great. But you should be able to also have the luxuries that America stands for. You should be able to go down the block to the newspaper stand, or to get this or get that, depending on whatever your taste is for. It shouldn't be that, say for an example, you only can get junk food in the neighborhoods and no place where it's healthy. Because this is one of the reasons why the lifespan expectancy, we're not living as long. We're not as healthy. Young people can't even walk. And the parents, you have to be a part of the process to think for these kids, because they're kids. You should see something wrong with getting kids these mobile devices where they don't exercise and they don't move. You should see that something's not right. The point of these scooters and bicycles and things like that is for the exercise, to have a good, strong heart, to have a good body foundation, legs, thighs, and things like that. So if the problem is that we're neglecting our responsibilities as parents, as caretakers, as caregivers, and forget the bottom line, then we have to get back on the track, just like we have to get back on the track to save things, to enjoy the sports, to have the kids play the sports, not just on hand games, but to actually get out and go outside to the park, get out, go on a boat, row the boat, go out, swim, all of these things that are available in the summertime. The municipal pools are open, and they just recently closed. All these things that help initiate a longer life and a stronger life and a brighter society, we have to get back on the board of those things. Then we can really absorb and enjoy all of the festivals and all of the good things that we have in the city and elsewhere, all over. But if we keep on not keeping our eye on the prize, the beautiful parks, be able to drink water freely, and if everything becomes polluted and we're killing the fish, we're killing the birds, the animals are dying. Now in the 70s, if 29%, that's it right there. That's almost half from 1970 to now. So what will the kids or the world look forward to in another 50 years? Well, we say that we eliminated all of the birds, all of the animals, all of the cattle because of greed. All of the whales, all of the ocean, all of the cattle. It's just something wrong. And all of these different diseases because people aren't doing what they want to do. Things are what they are. Yeah, it's good to feed them and feed them properly, but you can't overdo them. You can't shoot things in them and their hormones and stuff like that. It's all right for sickness because then people as people, this is how we catch cancers and these type of things for all of these different adjectives. That when these things are naturally come to this earth and create themselves, self-creation, and then we're sticking a hand in it. It's all right for exploratory features as far as what can we do to kill diseases and to increase life, but we can't overdo it. Too much of anything is no good. So I'm here to catch us up, and it's just been terrific. I feel good. I hope everybody feels good, because that's important too. Feeling good. Having a plan. Reading, writing, using your mind. Because I hate to say it, no matter how old or how young, if you don't use it, you are going to lose it. And that's cause and effect. So let's buckle down. 2019. We're just about 10 days shy of the new month, and then only 2 months for the new year and the holidays. They're coming upon us. Like it or not, ready or not, they're coming. So let's just get in shape for that. Let's have a good time. Let's enjoy A.L. Let's enjoy the Christmas Club. Let's enjoy the Blue Note. Let's enjoy jazz. Let's enjoy the music. Now, as you know, the show is over, and this was an update. This is an update for making the world better. And in that piece, let's give a shout out to all the children that were brave and strong, that their parents had them march in the different parades and be dressed up by their sides, you know. Let's have a shout out for all of the entertainment and the shows and things, and just seems like our creativeness is just amazing, and it just gets better and better each year. Let's think of our kids that get out there and go, you see them playing soccer and baseball and football and basketball, and just look at all our winners in tennis and everything else. You know, just know that if you practice, practice makes perfect. And if you want to achieve it and you dream it, then you can do it. So with that, I want to say thank you all so much. We had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful summer, and, fall and autumn is just going to be just as amazing. And winter is going to be just a bag of fun. It's going to be so much fun. Let's be careful. Let's be mindful of each other. Let's try to put other people first. If we try to put ourselves in other people's places, and let's try to put other people first. And let's really teach our youth, because that's our future, that's our tomorrow. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon. Once again, have a great one, and bless all of you. Peace and blessings and abundant joy to each and every single one of you. Goodbye.
Thanks for watching this episode of the Real Self Talk Show, and now watch this small slideshow. Enjoy. Demo song.